Hello again. I'm Coyote Jack, and we still have to catch on with stuff that we can laugh at least. Yeah, this one came April 20. Shuhei Yoshida has revealed he was fired from Peace Station by Jim Ryan for not listening to him. But remember that also this fucker Yoshida has also bad takes. But anyway, putting that aside, Yoshida helped games like God of War and The Last of Us. Meanwhile, Jim Ryan's push to live service resulted in a canceling games, handicapping the PC Station 5 generation. Now, what this fucker did was just enforcing what Soyny Japan pushed, which was turning themselves into a US commie-infested company. So yes, Jim Ryan it was just like the expected Trojan horse to happen, but Soyny Japan is the ones that helped Jim Ryan to, you know, push what we have seen. No light services, the ice slab up to all-time high, and well, destroying Gran Turismo series with live service aspects. That game is just a lost cause. Not even the shadow of Gran Turismo 4, and we are talking about a 2004 game. Anyway, so Gojen say this: Serran Kagura would have been alive if it wasn't for this guy. And I have to disagree. It's because of Sony Japan that pushed this fucker. They are responsible. This guy just helped to take the blame because it was expected that the fucker was just to commit to what the Sony Japan executives were hearing from him that, oh, if we go full live service, they decided to entice themselves with false hope of revenue. But you know what? Even like people have pointed out, of course, everyone has the right to keep clowning on Jim Ryan because he was a drooling retard too. But this one from Naya Kamots perfectly summarized what we have seen with Soyny. So, PC Station's 20-year betrayal of its Japanese root and its fans. 2006, PS3 launched at $600, one of the worst console launches in history. 2010, PC Station removed Other OS Linux from PS3 after advertising it as a feature. Certain class action lawsuit years later and paid only $65 per user. 2011, PlayStation Network hack. 77 million accounts exposed. Personal data was completely unencrypted, included bank accounts, the bank token that is attached to that platform, a network down for 23 days, and these fuckers are pushing ID biometric. Do you are going to trust them? Someone that still has a PlayStation 4 out there or a PS3, do you would rather lock yourself into that ecosystem and that dog shit's put in place? Of course not, considering that they haven't changed at all. 2012, PC Station launched PS Vita with insanely overpriced proprietary memory cards, which is that pisses me off because the PSP was one of my favorite portable consoles with a good catalog, and they kneecapped the PS Vita with that memory card system and also zero long-term first-party support plan. Well, the support plan came only from Japan. But let's continue. 2023, excuse me, 23 now, 13. PC Station 5, well, excuse me, I'm just, just this, already doing too much rambling. PC Station blocked US game DRM on PC Station 4 only after Microsoft got destroyed in public for the same policy. Yeah, PC Station was planning the same thing. Yes, and if you notice between the two ecosystems with the Xbox One and the PC Station 4, they operate the same way. Look, if you have a physical game and just for the randomness of Destiny, this acquires also the digital licenses, you cannot use the files, or vice versa. Like if you had one of those PC Station Plus games that, well, they are not entirely yours. You have to keep subscribing to in order to get access to that said game. And suddenly you find the physical copy, and you decide to, okay, I'm going to use the physical copy to play the game. You can't, because it it differentiates which is a digital and a physical version of the game. And some rulers were claiming that, look, even how that one differentiates within PC Station 5, excuse me, well, also PC Station 5 isn't the same shit. PC Station 4 and Xbox One. I got news for ya. It wasn't not because to differentiate which one which, because they're the same fucking files with updates included. It was because they planned to do also the same DRM as Xbox One, but they saw the backlash that Microsoft received in, primarily from their fanboys, with actual valid criticism that, hey, you are pushing gates for Windows Live, but at a worst anti-consumer way possible, with physical media and a DRM console, because it always needs to be connected 24 hours to the internet. Sony planned to do the same shit. But let's continue. 2014, PC Station Network taken down on Christmas Day by Lizard Squad DDoS attack, millions of users locked out with zero compensation. Well, I have to claim with this one also Xbox, but it took more days for Sony to course correct their fucking backend. At least Xbox gave compensation, even if it was just nothing of like peanuts, still gave them. Sony gave nothing. PC Station in 2016 moved global HQ from Tokyo to California, abandoning Japan's fierce values. 2017 Gravity Rush 2 online service shut down only 18 months after launch without reason. PC Station Westerns and CEO Jim hates Gravity Rush 2. You forgot the guy that is at the head of Insomnia and PC Station Studios that that delivered the dog shit of Spider Walk 2. That, I know that game sell because someone cannot go away from the Spider-Man Marvel brand despite that they have spitting them too much in their face. But anyway, continue on. 2018, PC Station began censoring Japanese games with no breeding guidelines, and that's how fucking everything from Japan got killed and poisoned on the corporate landscape. And remember that they killed Senran Kaora, which is the nicest one, but let's continue. Citing the hashtag MeToo while letting Western titles kid full gore and nudity. 2019, Senran Kaora producer Kenichiro Takaki resigning from Marvelous over PC Station censorship demands. And then also the same year, PC Station blocked crossplay with Xbox and Nintendo for years until public pressure forcing them to reverse. Yes, talking about, oh no, sorry, we cannot allow you to have crossplay unless you sell the double the copies compared to the other platforms, and also give us a fee, a hefty fee. The same year, because the fuckers pile up in just a couple of years in the same, or even in the same year, because you have 2019. PC Station fired Sushi Yoshida after 11 years of building the games everyone loved, but also that guy has retarded text. Let's continue. And then you have skipped one when The Last of Walk released in 2020, and everyone talking about the list could get their channel and their accounts terminated. While you have 2021, PC Station shut down Japan Studio 30 years of history, Apes K, Gravity Rush, Patapon, all abandoned. Then the same year, ah man, PC Station tried to permanently shut down PS3 and Vita digital stores, only reversing after massive backlash. Then the same year, killed the PS Vita, never made a successor and never acknowledged its failure. Despite that, you have fucking Nintendo when they released the Nintendo Switch. If you didn't put that that fucking proprietary memory card, you could have some success, but you know it's fucking Sony. They think with the Apple mindset. So 2022, PC Station raised PS Plus prices and rebranded it into 3 tiers while delivering less value. The same year, look at how like the list of fuck ups pile up in just a lot of fuck ups in just 1 year. And being consecutive in that case. PC Station acquired Bungie for 3.6 billion, immediately began interfering with studio culture and leadership, leading to mass layoffs. Now I have to say, this one, Sony, they deserve to be scammed by Bungie. So I going to consider this one as a W from Bungie for being based for destroying Sony from the inside. So you have 2023. PC Station raised PC Station Plus prices again globally while cutting the game catalog. Then the same year, PlayStation 5 Pro announced with no disc drive included at $700 and disc drive sold separately for an extra $80. Yeah, better the most expensive advertisement for PC. And then you have 2024. Concord cost 400 million, pulled from sale in 2 weeks. Studio shut down. Then 2024. PC Station removed Helldivers 2 from sale in 177 countries to force PSN accounts, then reversed it after a review ban. Not only after review ban, they fucking quit. Those countries that they were locked down from the PSN ecosystem, yeah, they got a refund on Steam. They never went back. And yeah, Helldivers 2 could have been the most successful live service IP from PC Station, but you know, the only enemy from PC Station is PC Station itself. So 2024, the same year, Gravity Rush IP handed to a Western director and Western screenwriter for a live action movie for IP rights stolen. Original team dissolved, zero Japanese creative involvement, and then the same year PC Station 5 Pro launched at $700 with no disc drive included. Then, well, this guy mixed the dates. 2024, I remember, PC Station Portal release, not a real handheld, just a remote play screen. The most expensive tablet in existence. PC Station in 2024 quietly killed its VR Reality 2 headset less than 2 years after launch with no new game support. Then, the next year, 2025, PC Station reversed its PC multi-platform strategy after years of porting games and abandoning PC players mid-generations. And current year, Bluepoint Games Showdown. Now, I consider that at least a decent W for PC Station because they have never done an actual video game. These fuckers, the only they have done in their entire existence was making the HD meme and then the make of Demon Souls. We saw it, how they butchered the content of the game because they wanted to kinda insert themselves in a creative position. And the first games that these fuckers were going to have after many years of their really questionable existence was a live service God of War. And then the last one. PC Station abandoned its PC strategy entirely after years of promising multi-platform support. So yeah, this is the state of PC stations. We have the count here. Only mockery these fuckers deserve. So that's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.